Hi Virgo, welcome to your Lunar Eclipse in Aquarius special with me, Raphael.rey from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. So, Lunar Eclipse in Aquarius. So this one's going to be really intense, in stark contrast to the initiatory beginning, starting, entering into your life energy that the solar eclipse brought you. The lunar eclipse always brings you an ending, it brings you a culmination. Now this one's taking place in the sign of Aquarius, so it's going to take you to some pretty abstract ideas and pretty abstract concepts in the area that it highlights for you. But before we start, before I go into it, let me just bless my notes, the messages that come through intuitively, and the cards that I'm about to use with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. I always like to bless my readings, you know, whether they be astrology or cards or anything, it's just so that it allows the highest wisdom to come through. I've mapped out a few bits on here with my trusty pins. You know me guys, by now I'm a bit of a dork and a bit of a geek, and you know what, that works for me, so I'm cool with it. So the lunar eclipse, this silver guy here is the or silver lady should I say, is so the lunar eclipse is taking place in the sign of Aquarius, and for you that's going to be in your 6th house. Now the lunar eclipse, like I said, it's going to be a full moon, but it's a lunar eclipse. So it's a grand reset button. It's a culminating energy. It's an energy of things wrapping up, of things coming to fruition. Seeds that you might have already sown from something previous can now start to come forward, can now start to be revealed to you. You know, it's a time of bounty, a time of reaping rewards. And also, when you think about it, you know, in terms of ending and culminations, the full moon is actually a birth of something in respect to an ending. You know, when you think about how women carry children, you know, and then they get to the stage of the full moon, and then when they have the birth, it's the end of the pregnancy. So it doesn't always have to be a bad thing. It doesn't always have to be, you know, a difficult or a challenging experience. It is worth noting, Mars, this red guy here, is retrograde at the moment in Aquarius. Now Mars is our passion, our assertiveness, how we assert ourselves in the world. It's our drive, it's our energy, it's the dynamism that we have within us. So where Mars is for you is always important in how you get things done, if you will get things done, what that kind of what it shapes up as in terms of how you express your personal will. So Mars going retrograde, Mars hates to go retrograde. It's always about forward progression. It's about the next thing, doing, going, being, you know, arriving at places. Mars is a very projectile and forward moving planet. It gives us that energy and that drive. When it goes retrograde, it tends to internalize for us. It brings all of that projectile energy. It's got to go somewhere, so it has to go within. Now what that looks like in my personal experience of it, and you know what I hope to impart to everybody, yes, it can see you lacking in energy in a specific area of your life. It can see you lacking energy in general. Yes, it can, you know, it can make things appear to be moving a lot slower than they actually are. Now what that actually serves to do is, because Mars is the soldier as well, you know, don't forget Mars is the soldier, the general, the warrior. This gives you the ability to be strategic. And, you know, soldiers aren't just mindless meat sacks that go around hacking at things. They're also precise and very strategic people, certainly at the top levels as well. This is about being, it's about being strategic. It's about planning and making sure that you've got everything in place so that when Mars does go direct, you can literally take off like a shot. Now, the other part of this as well is Mars retrograde makes you precise. Excuse me, it asks you to be very clear and very decisive and very precise. And with that energy going inward, it allows you to express that in the best possible way for yourself. Now, these two events, the lunar eclipse and Mars retrograde, are happening conjunct. So there's all of that, which means we're all going to be feeling slightly irritable. Emotions will be very close to the surface. try and be conscious in your utilization of this energy, because if you can, it will see you being precise and it will see you being strategic. Now, on top of that, we've got the South Node indicated by the little black guy there. And the South Node is about karmic release. It's about something that we let go of in this lifetime. And don't forget, the North and South Nodes, they take like 20 years to come back to. It's like every 19 or 20 years to get back to, you know, where they are. So the next, the next time this is going to happen is like 19, 20 years from now. So it doesn't happen very often. And these are about either things that we're welcoming into our lives, into this lifescape that we have this time around, or things that we're letting go of or removing from, you know, from our lives in this time and this lifescape around. Now, these together, this to me feels like a real eliminative energy. Like this is going to give you the ability to really, Mars rules surgeons as well, so it make you not only strategic, but it will also see you being precise, and it will be see you being precise about exactly what you want to cut out, exactly what you want to cut off or remove that isn't any longer serving you. The fact that this takes place in your 6th house is all to do with your work, and it's not like your work in the 10th house where you see your career and your higher aspirations for what you do. Your 6th house is about your work. It's about getting down and dirty and doing the job at hand. It's about work. It's about the service to others. Now, the interesting thing for you guys especially is the 6th house is actually your house. The 6th house is the house of Virgo, which is all to do with service to others. It's all to do with health and healing and how to get the best out of something and leave behind what doesn't serve you. So this energy happening in your 6th house can really see you powerfully, you know, really powerfully having this experience, and it can see you really making some strides and changes. And I feel like I've written here that you know, if you look, to look inward, and you can really take note of how much of your personal energy and self in general you put into your work, assisting others and asking you possibly to even look even more deeper at about how you direct more of that energy towards yourself. Virgo is a very kind sign, and I've said this before in other readings for you guys. You're very kind, you're very open, very warm, very loving, really carefree, and you have a really great sense of humor. Most of the Virgos that I've met and that I've known, that I've worked with, have actually had a really great sense of humor, and I love that about you guys. This energy could, especially in the 6th house, can start to see you asking yourself, where do I mother people too much and where do I give too much of myself? How can I now divert that energy back onto and into myself, into my own lifescape, so that I can get more out of what I do? This is about discovering the service to self. It's great and it's admirable to be of service to others and constantly helping other people, but if you can't do that for yourself, the giving that you give to others can never truly be given from a place of purity. The other thing that I really believe as well is when you work on the 6th and you master the lessons there, and you put in the highest and purest energy into your 6th, which is the work, the 2nd and the 8th house, which it trines. The 2nd is the money that you earn from the job that you do or the business that you own. The 8th house is other people's money, their resources, and the monies that and, you know, rewards and blessings that they might want to give you. Sorry, I got a wire stuck on my toe, that's why I'm faffing about like a moron. But I believe that when you do the 6th, when you're willing to put the work in, when you do put the work in and you go for it, it really allows the 2nd and the 8th to bless you in the right ways, because you're putting in as much as you can. Now, what I'm asking you with this, because your 6th is your health, it's your body as well, this could see you really stamping out, or, you know, any of you that have any vices, drinking, smoking, whatever, this can see you saying, look, you know what, no more, I don't want that. And it will see you making a finite, culminative, eliminative step, you know, strategic, like the surgeon cutting it out and saying, I don't want that anymore. So if you've got any vices, this is the right time for you to really think about giving them up. If you in terms of your physical health as well, this will see you really connected to the foods that you eat, to the way that you feed yourself, to what you put into your body, and it will see you really sensitive to those things, and you know, and what it kind of, what the effects are on your physical body. And then finally, it might be worth noting with the square to Uranus that's taking place as well in Taurus, you know, this could see you really making a finite decision on what you get, on what you can give, and also what you no longer choose to give. But because of the area that this happening, it will probably see you deciding how you are seen in the world, what you are known for. You know, if for some of you it could even be a career change, and it could be you edging towards something that is more holistic, edging towards something that does fulfill you in a better, it fulfills you in a better way, and allows you to tap into that service for self, but you know, and in doing so allows you to really offer the truest and highest service for others. And then finally, worth noting that Venus will be trining the moon, and you'll be able to, and you'll probably, you might find yourself reminiscing over times when you looked and felt better about yourself, and could see you deeply supported in the changes that you make to get back to that. So if you find yourself sort of thinking, oh, you know, I used to look better than this, or my skin was better, or whatever, it will see you harking back to that, so that you can get some deep insights on how to really look after yourself and really cherish and nurture your own health. Now, let's see what the tarot has in store for you. What message does the tarot have to deliver? You get the Hierophant card. The Hierophant card's really great because it talks about the rules and regulations. It talks about the institutions that create the rules and regulations, and it's got links to Taurus. But when I see this, especially in terms of what's happening for you guys, this asks you to get really serious about it. It asks you to start looking into, you know, so firstly, like I said, for some of you, this could be looking at your work and what you do and changing that and deciding that you want to go in a new direction. For those of you that this applies to, your health and your self-service, and you're looking after yourself so that you can better look after others, it asks you to play by the rules. And what are the rules? The rules have already been set out by the universe. This is about change. It's about doing something different. It's about finding some way to balance your own wants, needs, and your service to self with the service that you provide to others, whether that's your friends, your family, the people that you work with, the people that you work for, the people that you work on behalf of. You know, you can do that stuff so well. It's now time to start diverting a portion of that energy back at yourself, so that you are in better shape and better condition to continue to be of service to humanity as you guys are. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, please. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to push the notification button so that you get notified every time I post new videos. I'm eternally grateful to all of you. Thank you so much for being a part of the Radiant Reality community. It really means the world. If you would like to reach me for a personal reading, you can do so on the email address below, and there are other links as well to interact with us over at Radiant Reality. Take care, and I'll see you very soon.